if you are completely run by the wish of being validated and outside success, it's really hard to create freely. Let's talk about it. Hola, hi. So I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to be validated and wanting to have success. Part of us always wants to have that, or there's definitely a part of us that wants to have that. I just think it is important to be clear on your why you are creating in the first place. And there are many different whys. I don't just have one. I create, for example, just for the joy of it, just for the entertainment, for entertaining myself. I create because I am invested in a certain subject and want to dive deeper. I create to express myself, to express things that are going on with me. And there are probably many other things I have forgotten, which could be ways to create. So please tell me what your whys are. But if it is mainly driven by wanting to be successful, that dictates how you are creating. So if there's one part that wants to have all this validation and the other part that wants to create freely, there's kind of like a little bit a conflict going on, which doesn't mean that I believe actually if we do find the courage to more create freely and to express what we are interested in, that the chances to have it resonate with people are maybe higher, but it might take much longer time. Also, of course, it's totally fine to have, one part that of work, I would say, that's very much motivated by outside things and success, but then, be clear on what you're doing. It's maybe not creating freely anymore, and then maybe have something just for you where you create freely. So for me personally, to be honest, I think that my urge to express myself and to have at least one place or sanctuary where I can explore things and don't have to judge them immediately into good or bad has been more important than the outside success in many ways. Being surprised by what I'm creating, finding out new things, that joy and excitement has been more important to me, which does not mean that I don't go regularly through the disappointment that I maybe don't get as much people seeing my work or liking my work or whatever it is. But for me personally, it is the integrity of how I'm creating, what I'm creating is at the end of the day more important than the outside validation. And I think that, to be honest, will never change. And why or how this has developed for me, or what my main tool is really creating from instinct. And I have to give thanks to the training I did in physical theater. We were working a lot with masks. That was kind of a great way of diving into, I think, beyond the analytical mind into the subconscious and improvisation, and they both cross over. But I would say it's for me, it's been movement-based approaches and approaches like improvisation and a crossover of them both that enabled me to kind of let go of my analytical mind a little bit and create from some place that is a little bit deeper, more unpredictable, and that, gave me the freedom to create the way I'm creating. And I think for me, that's where the treasure is. I would say that. So That's me. And if it is important for you to, or if you have this urge to create more freely or to discover new things or parts of yourself, I would say that to be honest with yourself and to look into why you are creating. And if it is mainly for validation, nothing wrong with it, but then ask yourself, are you willing to somehow ease that a little bit or let go of that for a little bit and be more willing to embrace the uncertainty of not knowing whether something will resonate with other people or not, and create more for yourself. I think that would be a really good way to start to be honest with yourself, see why you are creating, and maybe if it's, you know, just one thing, add another one. If you're always just digging deep, maybe do something that's much more without letting go of the other thing, but maybe do another thing that is maybe more just whimsical or for the fun of it, but just free it up more. Be more curious about other ways to, otherwise you could, why you are creating, you could put into the mix. And if you come to the conclusion that the validation and prestige is actually really, really important to you, then maybe let go of the creating freely. I think there's maybe always a little bit of price to pay. But if you want to hear my opinion, I think it's worth it to take that risk of not knowing whether something will resonate with others, but you will be given that beautiful gift of finding more of yourself and finding treasures you even didn't know that existed. That's it. This is Anya, creative rebel, free spirit. May you come alive by creating freely. Take good care. Bye-bye.